All right, here we go. More solving equations. Yay! Okay, this is algebra, you guys. This is it. This is you're graduating to the meat of the class. Okay, I do feel like I need to do a little recall. So let's start with recall. And recall is my way of saying you should already know this, but I'm going to remind you because I need you to have these skills. Okay, the equations are like a teeter-totter. You need to keep the balance by doing operations to both sides. So there's one where I went ahead and added 2 to both sides, and what that did is it kept the teeter-totter level and it gave me the solution. So that's our goal. And now I'm going to have 2 operations to sort of undo, if you will. So what if I had 2x plus 1 equals 10? Okay, now, first thing you're going to do is you're going to subtract the 1. Okay, and I'll talk about why that is in a minute. Now, 1 minus 1 is 0. Don't even write the 0. 10 minus 1 is 9. The second step is to divide by 2. Okay, divide by 2, divide by 2. Remember, we're keeping that equation level. And your answer is 9 over 2. Don't change that to a decimal. Don't do that. We just leave it as fractions. The only time you want to introduce decimals is if the problem had decimals to start with. Okay, 9 over 2. So this is harder than what we did in the previous lecture because we have 2 operations. This problem, negative 3x minus 4 equals 15, is very similar to this one. But I want to talk a little bit about why you do the addition subtraction first. Because if you remember from before, when I did my order of operations, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, that's how I remember that, is this little smiley face is to remind myself to do multiplication and division at the same time. Now, this was what we used for simplifying expressions. Okay. Phi-ing, I can spell. Okay, but now we're doing solving equations. And when you solve equations, you're going to do these order of operations in reverse. Okay? What we're doing, I think of this like an onion. Like here's the middle of the onion, and I have to peel away all these levels, all these things that are surrounding the center of the onion, right? Or think of it like a rose, and you're like going to pick the little rose petals off. So here's the center of the rose, and then I've got these, there we go, there's my nice little rose. You're gonna pick the petals off. Well, you can't just like pick off an intermediate one, you gotta pick off the outer one. Well, look, this is in the center here, right there. So the first thing you're gonna pick off is your addition subtraction. Okay, then that's right there. Okay, that's just me picking off that petal right there. Now what I have, oops, let me get my white marker, is I still have negative 3x equals 19. Okay, now where am I? I don't want to stand in front of my letters. Okay, now what's left to do? Okay, well, this problem only had a couple steps, so it was like it had 2 petals. It was kind of a sad little rose. Okay, now one more. You're going to pluck off that negative 3. That's this last little bit of my rose. Now, what do I do? What do I do to undo that? This is now the multiplication division. See, so simplifying expressions is moving this way, but the solving is moving backward through these multiplication division and then exponents and parentheses, but we're not that far yet. So let's just keep keep it simple. There we go. Now, I'll do that in, what color will I do that in? I'll do that in pink. Okay, negative 3, oops, I'm right in the way, negative 3, and I have x equals negative 19 over 3. Don't change to a decimal. Okay, that's nice. Okay, on the next video, we're going to make these harder.